As we mentioned, or as Shannon mentioned earlier, the Canadian Football League's partnered up with us, and that's great. Some great football in Canadian Football League, and our next honoree plied his trade there with our neighbors to the north. Matt is a CFL Hall of Famer, named as one of that league's top 50 players of all time. The Louisiana Tech grad won a pair of Grey Cup titles. It's an honor to have him here for his body of work, but also for his work to help study the effects of football-related concussions. He suffered, in an article I read, at least 12 in his career. In fact, Matt, upon his death, has donated his brain for study to a Canadian group called Think First. So a terrific move on his part beyond his career and life. So welcome to Detroit, Matt Dunigan.
Let me introduce myself one more time. Matt Dunigan. I didn't get the privilege of playing in the National Football League. Born in Ohio, wanted to play for Woody Hayes growing up. Moved to Dallas in the 6th grade. Then it was Darrell Royal, wanted to be a Longhorn. Couldn't play in the state of Texas and university. They didn't want me. I went to Louisiana Tech, made some things happen over there. Came out in the year of the quarterback in 1983. They looked at my size, not even 5'11", and they had plenty to choose from. So needless to say, didn't get an opportunity to play in the National Football League, but that didn't stop me. I went to Canada, charted Warren Moon's 501 passes in 1983 as a backup quarterback, cheerleading for him. Learned the game, learned that I had a lot to understand about the complexities of the Canadian Football League. And I embraced the challenge, took it on for the next 13 years, never looked back, played the game with a reckless abandon. The game that we both play, whether it's north or south of the border, takes a lot from us. It takes bones, takes knees, takes quarts of blood, takes a lot of heart, sweat, blood, tears. Takes its tolls on our families, but for some reason, we keep giving back to this game that takes so much from us. It's because it's the ultimate team sport, whether it's north or south of the border. And I was privileged to play in Canada for 14 years and be representing the CFL here in front of you tonight. You can say the words Angelo, George, and Hugh all across Canada, and people know exactly who you're talking about. You're talking about Muska, you're talking about Reed, you're talking about Campbell. 3 legends that have been inducted here before me as CFL contingent north of the border. I'm not sure the same can be said about Matt, but I'm taking it. I'm taking it. But I've got to recognize my parents, Frank and Eve Dunigan, because they taught me about compassion and the importance of giving back. Played on 6 different teams in my 14 years up there, chasing the contract. Didn't matter what uniform I was in, I was playing the game the same way. And also giving back in the community the same way, because that's a big part of what we do as athletes. When in a position to lead, you lead in a positive way and whenever you can. So whether it was in Edmonton, BC, Toronto, Winnipeg, Birmingham, yeah, that's right, Birmingham, Alabama, that's right. I was down in your neck of the woods. And or Hamilton, I saw to it to give back in some way, shape, or form. Still do. 31 years of giving back from a game that's taken so much from all of us athletes. But it's been my pleasure to represent the game of football, certainly in Canada. The 1 year I was down here in Birmingham representing the CFL. I stand in front of you folks here tonight, taking the opportunity to bridge the gap between the Canadian Football League and the National Football League, and recognize that as gridirons, greats on the football field and off the football field, we share so many things in common. hardships. And it's important for us to continue to fight the fight and be warriors and gridiron greats away from the game and continue to give back. Tonight's a big part of that. And for everybody that's here on behalf of the football players, thank you for your giving. We've got a big opportunity tomorrow in some auctions and some autograph signing sessions. And we'd love to see you all out there because it's a big part of what we're doing here, trying to raise funds for those guys that need it the most. Continue to give back to this great game. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say on behalf of my wife, Kathy, Leo Ezrins, the Canadian Football League Alumni Association President, friends from Manitoba, Bob Sokolsky, Sabrina. I got a friend here from Baltimore, Joe Short, who was with the Baltimore Stallions in the expansion down there. A guy doesn't miss a freaking Grey Cup. Passion is passion, folks, whether you're in Canada or down here. But on behalf of my lovely wife, Kathy, and myself, I stand before you very humbled in a game that has a funny way of doing that to players. Thank you so much.